What is this tiny door on my wall below the window? It's in a 1926 New York City apartment building, but I don't know what it is. It's been painted over and has a small doorknob on it. What is it? It is a non-mechanical icebox. These were common household appliances until the 1930s. You would keep milk and butter and other cold things in there on cold days. Iceboxes and fridges were not as convenient then, so this helped out. What is this square nail with a metal label? I found it in an abandoned garden in Edinburgh. There's some sort of metal label attached to the nail. One side of the label says Francis, and the other says England. The label part is made of a different type of metal than the nail, and it's kind of bendable. It's an old-fashioned 1970s cable fixings for telephone wires. Well, not just for telephone wires, but electricity cables as well. Before the plastic cable grip became ubiquitous. I was a telephone engineer years ago. These were really useful when the wall was too hard for cable clips, and also very handy to attach another telephone wire later. What is this wooden doohickey with handles and a tin box attached? I found it in an antiques corner of a local flea market. Stands over 3 feet tall. Has a weird little pointy shoe on the end, maybe something agricultural. I'm usually pretty good with anachronistic farm stuff, but this one has me stumped. What is it? It's an old cedar, probably from the 1900s. It is usually used for larger seeds like corn or beans. With handles together, push it into the ground, then separate, and the seed drops into the bottom of the new hole. What are these double-sided triangular hooks I found in the shed, with little circular wheels attached? There are dozens of them in the shed, and some have the wheels attached, but most don't. I think it might have something to do with netting for a fruit cage or something. They are wall ties or brick ties. They are used to join the two leaves of a cavity wall together, allowing the two parts to act as a homogeneous unit. Hidden from view after construction, wall ties play a vital role in ensuring the stability of a building. What are these series of 3 little metallic balls mounted on the outside of a low window ledge? These are in a commercial building. It's a historic part of town, but not really a historic building in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They are spaced along the bottom of the window. There was another window next to this with the same 3 little balls. They are about 1.5 feet from the ground. What is it? They are skate stoppers. It prevents skateboarders and rollerbladers from grinding along the edge. You often see those on bench-like structures or high curbs, so they can't slide or grind across the area. What are these 3-inch metal brackets with moving parts? The part that looks like a whale swings back and forth. It's two-tone metal with no markings. There are many of them together. I was cleaning out a basement and there are buckets of these. What is it? They are brackets for building concrete forms. They get lots of nicknames, but if I remember correctly they're known as A brackets or John brackets. They hold a single horizontal wale or a single vertical stud, with any type of wall form including round, curved, battered, beam and columns. What is this small brass vessel about 2.5 inches? And has a loop on the handle for the small strap. It was found in a thrift store about 30 years ago in Canoga Park, California. I took it to an antique roadshow, and they said it was either one of 2 things. I'd like to see what you guys say here first without mentioning them, so as to not pollute answers. They were not confident at all in the answers. The Antiques Roadshow said a possible traveling inkwell or holy water vessels, but they said they were not confident with those options. It's actually a bubble blower pendant. It's a replica of a gift presented in 1876 to Queen Victoria from a Maharaja in India. Her antique original was solid gold. The pendant measures 2.75 inches long and hangs from a cord. This really is a first-class little Victorian adult toy. What is this small metal cage thing with a wood base? I found this at Goodwill and I was intrigued. It's pretty lightweight and seemed to be put together pretty well. No writing or other markings on it. What is it? It's a cell phone jail. You can get all the phones safely locked away at appropriate times like meals and homework time. allowing you real-life interaction with family members. Padlock keeps the jail cell secure, and grooves allow you to lock up multiple devices. What is this thing I found on the beach in the Mediterranean Sea? Part hard plastic, part copper. The metal knob turns both ways, but only a quarter of a turn. When the knob is turned, it separates internal metal parts slightly. The metal part is about 10 centimeters long. The total weight is less than 100 grams. I broke it to see how it looks inside. What is it? It looks like a switch for a field phone with part of the handset still attached to it. I used to collect antique phones, and this is a super old one. The last I saw one like this, it was from the 20s or 30s. You turn the handle to stretch the insides, insert your box cutter blade, and then release the handle to lock them in. Field telephone was used by the Signal Corps from before World War II through the Vietnam War. It was standardized in 1932, and procurement began in 1937. What is this square steel door about 8 inches square? Made of iron or steel, decorative border around the edge. I found it in my garden in southwest Ontario in a 120-year-old house. The door is slightly barreled and curves inwards in both directions. What is it? It's a POTBELLY wood stove door with some sort of Greek motif. Beveled latching tab for a counterweighted latch lever, but very odd to see a pattern number on the outside. What is this curved metal I-beam tapered at one end, 45 inches long, has 4 holes in it, and weighs 40 pounds. It was stuck in the ground as a garden decoration when I moved into my house in the Pacific Northwest. Any ideas? It's a plow shank missing the plows, handles, and the mule. The curve and the way the end looks cut off deliberately, or maybe salvaged from a farm implement for home small garden use. What is this thing we found while hiking? It was heavily wrapped in plastic, consists of several brass pieces that fit together. 5 inches long with Arabic writing with some beads inside. My niece found it underwater at the bottom of South Fork Snoqualmie River, outside of Seattle. It pulls apart into several pieces, some are stuck together. Inscriptions on the site include a sword, a heart, a fish, and 2 people side by side. One with a crown, and a lot of scripts. There is a bridge over a waterfall not far upstream from where it was found, so I could see it being thrown off the bridge and going downstream. What is it? That is definitely some sort of doa or telism. Think about it as some sort of spell, voodoo, or black magic. People buy it from witches for specific purposes, like gaining wealth, gaining attention and love from someone, or bringing bad luck to someone. They usually require following very ridiculous and specific procedures to get activated. For example, some should be rinsed with kids' urine, or should be spitted on or buried in specific places. Probably this one needed to be thrown in running water. There are people who believe in it and pay a load of money to obtain and cast them. What is this sturdy leather box thing? I bought it at a garage sale in Denmark on Zealand. It is about 16.5 centimeters tall and 12 by 12 centimeters wide. The sides are a little less than a centimeter thick. A closing mechanism on the front. A belt loop thing on the back. Several holes from the outside the inside with metallic residue, most likely copper. The seller said it might be of military origin. Either a radio holder or a measuring tool holder of some sort. It seems old but is in excellent condition and feels sturdy as a brick. I suspect the 29-3 might be a date, but I'm not sure if it is from March 1929. What is it? Any ideas? Please tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.